Yo. Welcome back to Umi's Treasure TV. You know, we call this show The Couch, but we still at the show about nothing, setting, but that's cool. Mics is all together. We had to come back with this, we're gonna have to keep on coming back because there's a lot of peaked interest and got a lot to talk about. And we're going to start off talking about, some of the response that we got. All right? So some of the response is, people's personal lists. Sometimes it's the whys, why they wouldn't have you on their list, or the top fives, which, the accolades speak for themselves.
One thing I say about them lists, like, I'm just honored and happy just to be a part of the list. Like, when we was coming up balling, we never even knew that we'd get as far as just talking about lists and things like that. 30 years later, we never knew that. So I'm just happy that my name is even mentioned in the list. I don't care if it's 5 or 10. I don't want to be number one. I don't want to be number one. I'm telling you, man. I just want Hempstead is tough with that, man. We've been going through this for years. We're just talking about who better than who. I ain't better than nobody, man. Everybody good to me, man. Everybody good. Especially the people that came before me. Especially the ones that came before me, man. I pay homage to them first. And everybody else, man, everybody is ball players. People is ball players. People is good. Everybody can get dunked on. Everybody can get crossed up. Everybody's good. And that's what I got to say about that. Now, I wish I could go off and read off some positive comments.
And you can.
Where people were saying to me that I never even knew that just even the beginning of telling this story would affect, just have good feedback like this. I'm going to read one from Emmett Winster. Oh, what's up, S1? Love the history you're teaching on the show. You was after me, and I'm going to say you was one of the best, brother, that ever did it. I said it and stand on it. With your story and the love you have for the youth, you can make a huge difference in some young person's life. Love you, Tiger, and praying for you and your family. Anything I could do to help, let me know. Love always and blessings. Right? Now, this other guy, he hit me, and he said his name is Dennis Thompson. He said that video really hit home for real. I really felt your story, and I know it's true and real. I needed to see that because I went through the same thing. Now, when I'm getting, that's the type of feedback I'm looking for. I'm not looking for feedback. My story is my story, but I'm telling my story so the same person won't make another person won't make the mistakes I made. And like I say, I was just having a conversation about mistakes and things like that. And the main thing is, man, you can't do it alone. Everybody need help. Every athlete need a person to walk them through this, man. I don't know not one athlete that just did it by herself. That just straight up and down went to the park, didn't talk to nobody, and made it. Or
Nobody.
Somebody needs some type of mentor to guide them through this, because it's not it's mental, it's peer pressure. It come with a lot when you trying to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? When you trying to be, when somebody's looking for you to be that guy, or you, like I say, being Tigers back then, it's totally different. It's totally different, So, to me, like I say, man, I was embarrassed when I got kicked out of school and didn't want to face Hempstead, the same people that was cheering for me the year before. I didn't know it then that how much I was letting people down. And it wasn't even about, yeah, I let the real people down, but this is what the story is for the real people to know.
Mm-hmm.
The real people that follow me and really want to know what happened. You know, this is the story. This is a chance you follow the story. You'll hear everything that really went on and really what happened.
And that's the truth. Like, today, we just got back. I took him to WD Muhammad. So I wanted to show him different experiences that my son got. And, a lot of what we've already been talking about is the community and the certain people in the community that are supposed to take charge and guide these young men to men. And I showed him. I didn't get a chance to because I had to run out so that we could get back on time. But I wanted to introduce him to Coach Farad. Coach Farad, but it takes a community, and I wanted you to see that type of community setting where everybody in that building was for the well-being, whether it's the education, whether they ate.
It was something else, and that's what and for real, that's what opened my eyes. Being out here 6 years, it opened my eyes to really like all of these. What we talking about now? If I'm 50 years old and somebody want to do a story and want to talk about and give me my flowers on my life, I think that's pretty dope, and I think that I'm honored to even have this opportunity to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
To be in this position to tell a story. But at the end of the day, man, go ahead, ask something else. I don't forgot.
Well, we was just talking about, community and, another thing that was brought up and we gonna get, because this has started. It's funny that, you watch these podcast shows and teaching you how to come along and they say just do your thing, and that's like the show about nothing with me and me and Amar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says that your niche will fall into place.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what has happened now with the interview. Like I said, giving you your flowers where they was due. You right here in my vicinity, and why not bring attention to you? And it's caused an avalanche of several names that we're gonna leave nameless. We're gonna keep them surprises, and everybody in the know knows that it's gonna be some names that's going to be coming and having these conversations that are legends in their own right, at least in the New York, and they brought Long Island to greatness, and they had a 10-year span of greatness, and they just happened to go to your school.
And one thing I'm gonna touch on, I want to make something very, very clear. Like when we talk about national. When we talk about people knowing a person, like I said, if you watch the episodes, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody, if you just open your ears, everybody talking about the same thing. If it's not if we 25-0, we should have national attention, right?
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
We 25-0. So, with that being said, I made myself get national attention because they sent me to the West Coast. And I represented and did what I was supposed to do over there. So national attention, I would say so. I would say I had national attention. It's just that, matter of fact, if we gonna get into California, or are you gonna get into Farmingdale?
I mean,
Because Farmingdale, all right, with Farmingdale, well, we did get to Farmingdale. So what happened was, After Farmingdale, I ended up. Well, we did get to that part. I get to California.
Right.
So we get to California. I get to California. The coach thought he just thought I was a regular player. I came in talking. We gonna be 38-0. Came in a little cocky.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "You sure? This is a tough conference." And I'm like, "Oh man, with this team, we ain't gonna lose no game.
Ain't gonna lose no games."
And I had to be it coming from playing from Hempstead then getting kicked out, you know, making a mistake, missing a practice, getting kicked out of Farmingdale, then going to California, having a chance to go to California. California was totally different. But California that's where my game really evolved. When I was playing with 5 D1 players.
Not 27 a game?
No, I averaged 22 a game then. So it really was the same thing. It was the same thing. I just was better. I had a point guard throwing me alley-oops. Rick Height. I had a point guard that believed in me. I could miss 3 straight threes. He gonna get the rebound and bring it straight back to me. I probably shot 10 threes a game. I put up a lot. Like I say, that's why I know if you would have gave a dude like Essex opportunity to get on that D1 court, it would have been something special because I know how I was on the court. Once I'm on the court, I am shooting the ball. And when I mean I'm shooting. Every coach know that I was a shooter. Every coach can look at a form. I had it. They know when a shooter has it. Yo, they see you shoot the ball for one time, and even if you miss it, their whole defense is like, watch him, shooter, watch him. And that's the attention I got my whole life.
So, and it's all about the flowers. So, before that guest that we got lined up comes up, I gotta give you what he said about you.
Yeah.
He said that you was the greatest shot maker in pressure situations, big time shot maker in Hempstead history. He said that about you.
I appreciate that, but shot maker. You know. One thing, like I always say this, man, and this is why I bring up, like these are reflection stories. So these stories is not something these are what we reflect upon because I'm at peace now, so I'm able to reflect in a peaceful way, in an honest way, and I understand where you can understand that this is what happened, and no, this shouldn't have happened. If 4 years in high school, I think my sophomore year we was ranked 5 in the country. We lost to Christ the King. Now all Christ the King with Lamont Lover, Damon Brown, Ice Tim, we had 2 7-footers. That 10th grade team, we played Christ the King. Their whole starting 5 was D1. Jamal Faulkner, Caleb Reeves, they was going to Seton Hall, Alabama.
Okay, Reeves went to Arizona.
How is it that nobody went nowhere from Hempstead?
Except for Lamont.
You see, my thing with that is this. Hempstead was too good. Like we too good. Like everybody. It should be at least 5 people every year going somewhere. The same way like Christ the King had their whole starting 5 was going D1. Why we didn't have that type of clout where we got the D1 schools was coming up to Hempstead High School for football, but not for basketball. Whoever came up there for even if I know for a fact, Ice was a 7-footer, but he went to college after Farmingdale. We went to Farmingdale after winning the state championship. Cal went to Rhode Island. It's one person. Jazz went to Monroe Community College. Said it out his own mouth. I ain't want to go to no Monroe Community College. Man, you tell me. I was on Long Island as a junior also. I was on Long Island as a junior and a senior.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel, with no, like I say, man, with no with no guidance. Now we gonna touch on this. Some people had their parents. Some people had their mother and their father. What about the people that had no one? But the person you could go to is the person that didn't make the team, but he in the street now. But that's who you can find there. A person that wanted to be you, but I kind of want to be him because he flies out, and I don't have nothing. But he want to be me, but I'm looking at him like, damn, he ain't make the team, but he flies out. Even though whatever he got coming with him, coming with a bunch of problems and a bunch of trouble, I ended up taking that route. The bunch of problems and a bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
You know, after, California, being in California, as broke as I was, stealing steaks out the supermarket to eat. I remember Midnight Madness, we ain't had no food. Midnight Madness practice about to be 12 midnight. Me, Ed, and Paul Coberson had no food. I had to call. I called Coach's wife. She brought us some food. Brought us like a lot of food. But man, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. We was gonna go to practice hungry, man, and we ain't ate all day. It's about to be 12 midnight. We ain't ate yet. I said it was like 6 o'clock. I said, yo, P, ain't no way. I said, man, ain't no way we going to practice. Now it's packed. All the little kids want your autograph and this and that. It's packed. But I'm starving. But she bought us hot dog. But she bought us that. Man, we used to walk a mile. We used to walk a mile to go in the supermarket to buy top ramen noodles. It was like 5 cents, and then we were still like 4 steaks, man. Word is, I'm telling you, man. Ask K. K ate them steaks. 4 of them. I had these big guest shorts. I put 2 and 2 together, ribeye, 2 in this back pocket. We had big clothes. I got the long T-shirt. We walking out the store like it's nothing happened. Man, we didn't even care, man, because we was hungry.
You was hungry.
The people, we had certain people, because we was athletes that fed us. Yeah, athletes be, some athletes be, but most athletes in college back in our time was broke.
Yeah.
If you don't got no family members to send you money to college, you broke. And that brokenness made me, especially after what happened in California, I understand what happened with the coach. Like, put yourself in his shoes. They send me out there, they send me to you. You don't know nothing about me. But I'm like, you recruited Paul and Ed, you sent me as a favor.
Right.
But I end up being like, who is this dude? Because I'm making too much noise. I'm supposed to have been quiet, but I'm making too much noise to where coaches are asking questions now. Who is this guy? What year he graduated? Well, and they wasn't gonna tell the truth because I'm from Hempstead. They had me from San Bernardino. If they would have just did it the right way, but see, this is what I mean with guidance. If you had anybody there to be like, nah, you gotta take these classes and this and that. Only thing I wanted to do was play. I wanted to stay on the court.
Right.
But if you got somebody to tell you, nah, you can't, you got to take these classes first when you went to Farmingdale, then you could be ready for D1.
Right.
They just said, because I definitely was D1.
Yeah.
The schools was coming for me. But they was coming for me more, but it was like Pac-10 schools, like Arizona State. Like, you got to remember, all those schools was coming up to see Paul. Think about it. I had 38 last night. Paul had 24, and Guy had 20. But they coming to see them. Nobody coming to see me.
Because they don't know who you are.
But here go the thing. They knew who I was. But what happened was, I was damaged goods. I couldn't be touched. The reason why I couldn't be touched is because I'm in school illegally, man. When we could have just set me the first year, just let me sit.
Yeah.
So I could get my stuff, let me get my stuff right. Don't just play me. So I got played in high school. And then I went to college and got played again. And that's what happened. But it was a domino effect from high school.
Right.
From high school, I went to Farmingdale, didn't know no better at Farmingdale, messed up at Farmingdale, went to California. Went to California, boom. Everything was a lot smoother and a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had a 2.6, I think it was a 2.8 GPA. Because the teacher, my coach just said, just go to class and he'll give you an A. It was like that.
As long as you showed up.
You had to show up.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to show up and things like that, man. But it started to get a little because I started to say, hold on, man, something ain't right here.
Right.
Something ain't right. I just had 30 against Anthony Carter. Nobody reaching out to me. So one time Seth Greenberg, he an ESPN analyst right now.
Right now.
He talked to me. He said, Sean, and this is with the coach. This is how they was curving stuff so things can go in their favor. This is what they do. He come to me, he walking outside, but he was talking to me about something that he like, Sean, you don't have to average 30 to go Division I. He said, only thing you have to do is have your players like you. And, he talking to me like that, so when I walk away, I'm wondering, why did he tell me that story?
Right.
Because the coach already made him think that that's the way I am.
So it's like you had a black cloud coming from Farmingdale. Really, from Farmingdale, from Hempstead, they said you didn't have the grades. So they strayed away from you. Then you went to Farmingdale, and then you had your little stint. After leaving Farmingdale, you had your little stint in the joint, and then after the joint, you went to Cali. But it was still a black cloud over you. So it basically, you was out there, you was out there for shits and giggles because it just was to boost up the program, not really to move you on to other places.
We was 36-5. Maybe you should call Paul Coberson. We was 36-5 and lost in the Final Four. We lost in the Elite Eight my first year. We lost in the Final Four my second year. Like, Skip, everybody was out there, man. Skip, look. Skip, Skip was Skip. But Skip ain't have to go to class.
What school he was at? San Jacinto, right?
Nah, he went to Fresno City.
No, he went to Fresno State after, but he went to
Fresno City.
Oh,
Junior
before
college.
Fresno State.
He went to Fresno City, then he went to Fresno State.
Okay.
Fresno City is a junior college in Cali. California is one of the biggest JUCO platforms in the country. Like, they play up north.
Yeah.
Fresno City is an up north school. But Skip went to Ventura. He went to Ventura, then he went to Fresno City. Then he went to Fresno State.
So yeah.
1 year, but Skip ain't, dudes like Skip ain't had to. See, Skip was so good he ain't had to go to class. See, they was passing people like that back then, man. They was doing that. You know what I'm saying? You had to be different.
This is the program, though.
You had to be different,
The
man.
Clario was different in that way because he gonna get you to the next stage.
Yeah, see, our programs our program was all talk. And what I mean by all talk, meaning we win games, man. We win games, man. Like we won a lot of games. And like once again, I'm gonna hit on this again. I'm only reflecting. So this is not a matter of fact. This is my opinion on how I feel, how things should have went. Because only I know my situation. Don't nobody else. Only I was walking to that classroom. Nobody else. Nobody knew. But what I'm saying is the way things went. I know if nobody ever reached out to you after you graduated at Hempstead High School, and that's what I needed people the most, reach out. And these people that you played and won championships with, nobody reached out to see if you needed help with how you doing in school. Just ask me how I'm doing. Just ask me how I'm doing. And if nobody never reach out, you start to for years. So this is 30 years later. Nobody still never reached out. so you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to be honest and tell you like it is, man. I gotta tell you like later. It is, man. And I like still no avail. Nobody reached out to me, you know. And that's a true story. I seen Coach coming out the thing. I was so happy to see him. And he woke me up. I'm opening the door like, yo, Mr. A. And he was looking at me like, I said, oh, shit, he done forgot who I was. You know, a lot of people was making excuses trying to... in my head, I was like, you by yourself, you out here, you stopped in the store, you straight. It's no way you forget who I am. It's no way. I ain't forget who you was, man. You was my first coach. I never forgot who you was. So... You know what I'm saying? But now we gonna get back to Cali. I remember a time in California, right? We first game when they had their recruits. They was already signed to Long Beach. They were signed to certain places, Iowa State, Kansas State.
Yeah.
And I'm playing against these dudes, and it's like taking care. I was destroying them. So I remember one time, Coach took me out the game for no reason. And I went in the locker room, and the assistant coach, Russo still, he on Facebook, he might be looking at this. Russo, we sitting I said, Russo, I'm not a bench player. I'm a player, don't sit me on the bench. And I wasn't used to being a bench player. But guess what? They understood it because I worked hard, and once I told them that, I demanded it. I demanded it because I worked hard. I put the work in.
Right.
And guess what? Now I'm destroying, and now they're coming, and coaches are coming, and coaches are asking, and coaches is talking, but nobody can say nothing. How you gonna say? And you know how nobody told me nothing. You know how I found out? I had a computer lab class. And I went to class, you got to put your social number in there. And when I put my social number in there, it wouldn't come up. Wouldn't nothing come up. I'm like, damn, Jay, like, it wouldn't nothing come up. So I think I had got a credit card. People come on the campus, they get a credit
that
card.
first college credit card.
And when they gave me a credit card under that 096, that bad number that they made for me at school, and they gave me a $700 credit card off that shit, G. And I'm like, so you know, at the time I'm like, oh, I got $700.
That's $700.
I'm not realizing until, all right, this is how I found out. I used to sneak in the coach's office. It was the window you can unlock it from the inside and push it open. I used to climb through the window at night and be on the phone because I had the code to the phone and be on the floor calling New York. You know, this is when we had to have calling cards and everything.
Yeah.
It was a different day and era. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
So when we had our Final Four in San Jose, some people came back early, but the coach, when they came back, we lived up the hill from the school. I went down the hill to the coach's office, and I looked in the garbage, and I seen all the team and their social security numbers. And when they got to mine, this shit said re-person. Scribbled out, this shit said re-person, but it's in the garbage, right? And I seen it, but now I'm like, damn. Only people I got to vent to is the same people they like, damn, man. I'm talking to these people like, yo, man, I'm watching Rick Height getting letters from Houston, all over. He ended up going to San Jose State. I'm sitting in English like this. How the hell? He the point guard. He averaged 4 points, and I'm averaging this, and I ain't going, and I ain't getting no mail.
No, ma'am.
Man, it could have never been my game. It could have never been my game. So, you know, I always tell people, man, you get God give you this gift playing basketball, man, or playing sports, playing any gift. God gonna give you a gift, but your gift is sports, your gift is basketball or football. It's the most precious gift, but it also is the gift that go real fast.
Real
So
fast.
you got to pay attention to it, because next thing you know, it's over. It's over real fast, and everything else just be memories. So you got to work hard, and you got to take care of your stuff now. And you know what I'm saying? You just can't be good. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be good. The Razor athlete, the Razor a professional athlete, to raise a good kid anywhere. To raise a student athlete, you need help. You can't be on the team. And I'm walking home with my starting five, and we might stop and get a 40. You might walk over there and make a sell. I don't know anything. But it's just that there was no, because we was like spoiled, man. There was no, we never had no alumni come talk to us. I never had nobody, you know, when people pull you to the side, they like you. They take you under the wing like, nah, man.
Yeah.
See, Mr. Renfro came, but it was too late. He came in when I was a senior. Like, yo, I ain't know that you had all of this going on, and hold on. But Mr. Renfro, he probably know to this day and remember this conversation. Like, I remember that conversation I had with him. I remember I took him up to the office. I remember Stanford. I remember these schools was like,
Oh yeah, he the one that told you,
he
right?
the one that said, man, all these schools want you, but you ain't got no grades.
No grades.
Now, if counselors and stuff knew that I ain't had no grades, or not even that, the counselor know, but if they see that schools want you, man, you gotta pull this man. Don't just let the man run through the wall by himself.
Right.
Obviously, you see he got his head on backwards. He
needs some kind of guidance.
He needs to pull him straight. He going off the curse. Pull him straight so he can keep going straight. They let him go. They look at him. Look at him over there. That's how they was living.
So I got to tell this story about just now at the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you about the program, who they play, how they make it to the playoffs and things. And it struck me because you said, so wait, everybody graduate?
Mm-hmm.
You said that to me. Like, I said, yeah, there ain't nobody here getting left behind. You gonna graduate.
Yeah.
And you at least gonna go to Georgia State. Because, you know, people don't know this about Georgia State, but, like, when your child gets of that age, as long as you have residence in Georgia, then it's pretty much for free, right? So, and then they have Georgia State. The downtown is the 4-year.
Yeah.
But then they have different campuses that you get your 2-year degree, so it serves as a junior college.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, at the least, the whole everybody that was in the Mars graduating class graduated. I'm not just talking about the basketball team. And in the basketball team, it took a little bit more because they, especially with Amar and, you know, his teammates that were seniors, they was giving them teachers a hard time. But when that last week came, you had to get that work in, or you know.
I'm always gonna go back to my alma mater, which is Hempstead. You know, I'm out here in Atlanta, but you know, alma mater, I'm always gonna talk about Hempstead. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of why I look at Hempstead like that. Right? If you go to Roosevelt, you see all these elementary schools, they all brand new. You go to Hempstead, you got the same Franklin School since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You got the same Hempstead High School gym since Byron, since Charles Mills or somebody. So how can I same middle school, but this is the community that I thought that would have gave two shits about me. Shit, the community, they don't even care, but same schools, man. Same schools, same gym. They just now putting turf on the football field a couple of years ago. But the same football bleachers. How is that? You know, so, and then, you know, I hear Satch say, one person that could change that program around, and I know for a fact is Satch. Right?
The whole basketball
He
program?
could change the basketball program around to what we talking about, how we talking about it should be run. I know Satch, if he was in that position to be a head coach, he's going to make sure the kids get to the next level. He's going to be on them to make sure they get to the next level. But guess what? Mr. Adams wasn't that type of person, man. Mr. Winfield wasn't that type of person. Yeah, you know what I mean, poke you in the head so you can play good on the court. But after that, he went to driving taxi and that was it. He didn't go to, come on, man, I see how Satch be with his girls. He coached the girls. I see how he be posting Hempstead all over the thing. Hempstead won't give him a shot.
You think he deserves a shot to be the varsity coach?
Listen, let me tell you something. How Hempstead, this is how twisted Hempstead is. How Hempstead won't give Satch a shot, but you got the dude, it's my man, but you got a dude that played for Freeport that I played against as the assistant coach. But you won't give Satch a shot. But you give somebody that played for Freeport a shot. Come on, man.
He over there?
He's the assistant coach.
Who? Kwame?
Kwame, the assistant coach.
At Hempstead right now?
Man, Kwame been in Hempstead for years, man.
I know he was at Baldwin.
Kwame been in Hempstead Kwame been in Hempstead for a minute. I like it. I respect it. But I'm just bringing this up to say this. I didn't give Satch a shot. They told him to go coach the girls. Come on, man. So everybody get their little thing in Hempstead to why Hempstead is not great. You got bitter athletes from back in the days. Like me, I am bitter. Because if I had a son, I wouldn't have sent him to Hempstead. And so now, guess what that does? That makes the quality of athletes. So that 10-year span, people had kids.
Yep.
They ain't gonna send their kids there. I
can only think of one.
I ain't sending my kid to Hempstead. Some people do.
Yeah.
I never seen how my man Big Dog played on a 10-0 team, and he watched his kids struggle, and they was like 1-8, 2-8, 2-7. I couldn't understand that. Like we ain't never go through nothing like that.
Yeah.
Now if you let your kid go through that, he ain't going nowhere, right? He ain't going nowhere. He might go D3. You let your kid go through hell in high school. He only got 4 years of this.
See, I really believe that on Long Island, there's certain schools, and shout out to Kwame, that's my high school teammate. He's been working that coaching thing for a little while. I'm proud of you, and I'm gonna say that. But Hempstead, Roosevelt, Malvern, those 3 schools in Nassau County should always be ran by somebody in house, especially like a Roosevelt. See, what I'm learning is it looked like a culture, but it wasn't like Roosevelt had a culture.
Yeah.
All right, button up, away games, study hall until it was our time to practice, and it was going to be that way, and that's the only way it was going to be. So your homework was done before you even went to practice. So I feel like if you didn't have that experience, for these are schools with people that have tradition and of color in Long Island, and I think that's why I gravitate to WD. Like I said, we just came from a game. My son graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still got somebody in there that I advise that they should go to that school because of the structure and the culture. And the culture is you're a student athlete, but student comes first. And
But it used to be like that.
yeah.
When we was coming up with Don Ryan, it was carry the books as well as the ball. Right? That was the motto. Like Don, like I never knew why. I never understood why it couldn't be Don and Satch coaching Hempstead High School. But see, Don didn't want to lead the little kids, and he didn't. I guess he didn't want to step on Mr. A toes. But it would have been a whole different culture. It would have been, Don was a hell of a coach. It would have been a whole different. People would have been going D1. People would have been going to school. Don used to give us little quizzes. We couldn't wait to come back and do. He used to give us, little things, man. Don used to do to get us to play hard, but he knew the tricks to get us to play hard. Mr. A, people that's coming up, we already know Mr. A. You know, like I say, man, it was nothing like that I can recall where he tried to talk to me about college. That's the only thing that I'm harping on right now, because if you want state championships, you're supposed to talk about college, man. Nobody don't want to win a championship and then we around the way the next year. Then that means only one got the credit was you, because you still coaching. But you forgot about them players that didn't go nowhere, that's sitting around the way, that's at the game now. You think that feel good for you to see a player at the game that you just was coaching last year that should be in college? I'll be talking to him on the way into the locker room. Like, yo, what you doing with yourself, man? Yo, call me after the game, man.
He didn't do that though.
I never talked to that man again since I lost the last game, Long Island Championship.
Before that,
No.
did he ever say, "Yo, I'm getting some reports from the classroom"?
He had called me in the office and say, "I hear you out there." Somebody said that I was 15 years old. He said somebody said that you was out there selling drugs, and I said no, and that was it.
And he never did any research.
There's no research, no. And I get it though, man, because back in the days, of course I wouldn't have wanted him to kick me off the team. Of course I would have did anything
It was
to
Hempstead.
keep me playing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just groomed a bunch of ball players to just be ball players. Like, come on, man, we could go off course for a minute, and I could bring up Ladd Ford name. Like, that happened right in the. If people don't understand what I'm saying, then you could just look at Ladd Ford. It happened right in their face. Like, it can't just be, it can't just be, this dude is nice. Yo, this dude is good. We know he good. We know he nice. But y'all don't know that when at night while you home sleeping, coach, we on the corner playing dice.
Right.
We doing this. We doing everything under. And I understand. I know people like, but because people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? the nature of when you growing up in the street, but you playing sports, and you got no guidance. I don't know what Lad had, but you got no guidance, so I can see that he had no guidance. So if you in the streets at 15 and you depending on the streets to eat and nobody's saying nothing, closed mouth don't get fed, man, people see what's going on. People ain't stupid.
Right.
People see what's going on. They wasn't stupid. They didn't care. If you look at the same way you look at Hempstead and you see all them old schools, that's the same way they treat their athletes. The same way. Yo, listen, y'all gonna win. We gonna play in the same gym. You state champions. We gonna just put your name on the wall, and we gonna stay in the same gym. All that room, that thing should have been knocked down and made a little arena for Hempstead.
Right.
Hempstead looked beautiful, right? Franklin School, the same school since I was a kid, and I grew up on South Franklin. So, come on, man. The administration sucks. Everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't take care of what they supposed to take care of, man. And the community fail the people that, you know, like if the right money was in play, guess what? It'd be affordable to have the study halls for the players. The players just stick together. You know, when I was at your game just now and watching them, all of a sudden I started thinking about coaching. Start thinking like that. Like, you know, when your mind is free and you able to just relax and just see the things. I was looking at them players. I was sitting in that corner watching, man. Them dudes was good, man. They look like they small, but they get up, right?
Yeah.
They look like
Shout out to Ramadan. I know you gonna peep at this. You know, I like Ramadan is he's 10th grader, jumping out the gym. You better watch yourself. You better not turn around because it happens in a blink of an eye. Boy did a windmill on somebody today.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A windmill on somebody. But you know, I'm definitely gonna bring you back around that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely, I feel like, you know, my platform is for especially those guys, the WD family, so that they could see, you know, I used to go out there and I ain't did it in about 2 years. I go out there and I act like it, but I used to go out there like, you know, the one thing about WD, they could get the gym, any of the alumni, whatever, 11 o'clock at night.
And go to there and play?
See alumni for days, be somebody that played 7 years ago, might be somebody that played 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, Amar? So, you know, I think that because we about to hit the 50-minute mark, and I feel like this was an awesome one. We got through the college, and we got to have those side conversations about where we going. But, you know, first and foremost, we always got to, before we get up out of here, we got to say like, share, subscribe. You know, we've been getting a lot of attention with this series of interviews with S, and I appreciate him taking out his time to, you know, come and squat and, you know, kick it with me. And we got to shout out Sturdy Wear. He ain't got it on for nothing, you know. He got the whole setup. Y'all come and get that. Y'all can find that on Instagram. And the next segment will be about what he got going on. Hopefully, you know, I recruited Coach Farrar. You watching? We got a 2-time state champion.
We gonna take it.
All Long Island. We gonna bring him over to WD. Let him let Ramadan, you know, get some of this wisdom. And you know, always, this is, you know, you seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. So yeah. It's always about seeking knowledge and giving knowledge and gaining knowledge. And hopefully through our wisdom, we could, you know, give this off to the other people.
And that's what it's all about. You know, when Maul reach out to me and he wanna talk about my story, he wanna talk about my life, this is the way I gotta give it to you. Like, you know, it's gonna come a time in one of these settings when we sitting here, and we ain't gonna be never talk about sports no more. We're gonna start talking about what we doing right now, what we trying to do right now, life situations. You know, I'm a father of 2 daughters, 5 and 7. You know, talk about how I'm being a father at 50 with 2 girls. We gonna talk about we even gonna talk about what happened when I came home from California when I was about to go to Virginia State. So
Yeah,
we
we
went
got
to Virginia State, and I could tell you all the good news, and then I could tell you what God said to me. But I'll tell you that on the next one.
tell them on the next one. But what God is saying to us is that we gotta keep on doing what we doing. It's a lot of feedback, and I think we done found our niche. You know, show about nothing. The Couch, Umi's Treasure. Like, subscribe, write some comments down, man. And we're gonna keep on giving y'all this content. We appreciate y'all, and we out.
Peace.